Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I am Ada. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the differences between lust and love. All right, so we have all experienced lust, and that usually happens when we're attracted to somebody and we are lusting after them, physically attracted to them, and it kind of stays in that stage of physical attraction. Love, on the other hand, you go beyond the physical attraction and you are caring about the person. So that is what I will be talking about in this episode. I'll be explaining the differences between the two. So if this is something that interests you and you want to learn more about it, please stick around so we can talk about it. All right. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right. So the differences between lust and love. What is it? Okay. So first of all, let's define lust. Lust is physical attraction without any emotion attached, okay? It does not go beyond that. And it's driven mostly by our sexual desires for another person. And it stays in that, stage. It doesn't have any emotional attachment. Love, on the other hand, goes beyond the physical attraction. Love starts off as a physical attraction and then it goes beyond that. And you are emotionally attached to the person. You care about the person. You're giving yourself wholeheartedly without any reservation whatsoever to the person. And the heart is usually involved. Your heart is involved when it's a loving relationship or when you are in love with somebody. With the lust, there is no heart involved. Your heart is not in it at all. And with lust, there's always condition attached to being with the person. With love, there is no condition attached. You do everything without reservation. Have you seen the movie What's Love Got to Do with It? Or the song, Well, when you are lusting after someone, love ain't got nothing to do with it. It stays in the physical stage. There is no emotion attached. The heart is not involved at all. Whereas in a loving relationship, when you are in love, the heart is involved. You do everything without reservation. Like if the person is sick, you don't mind them coming over. You want to help take care of them. You still want to spend time with them. Whereas if somebody is just lusting after you or you're lusting after somebody, the minute they get sick, you're turned off. You don't want to have anything to do with them. You want to wait until they feel better. So with lust, everything is done with reservation. The attraction is conditional. It's on condition that you are in your best behavior, you are looking your best. Whereas love, when you are in love with somebody, you don't care how they're looking. If they're having a bad hair day, you don't mind it. If they're sick, you don't mind. You don't mind if they're moody, if they're having just a bad day in general, you want to still be there for them. You want to be around them. Whereas if you are lusting after somebody, the minute they are not in their best behavior or they're not feeling their best, you're turned off. You really don't want them around. All right? So a typical example of the difference between love and lust is, let's say you met somebody at a club or at a party and you're physically attracted to the person and really physically attracted to them, and you guys end up spending time together and getting physical and having sex, and the next day the person doesn't call you anymore. This happens between men, do it, women do it. The person doesn't call you after the sexual experience. That is lust. That means that the person didn't care about you. He or she doesn't care about you. They only wanted you for the physical experience. And once that experience is done, they are done with you. They really don't care about you. There is no emotion attached. The heart is not involved. They could care less what happened to you from that point on, right? Whereas, and a lot of times we get heartbroken because a lot of times, they can coexist where one person is in love and the other person is just lusting. And that happens, when the person who is lusting doesn't call you, you're heartbroken because your heart was in it and theirs wasn't, right? So you have a conflict right there, whereas if you were both in love with each other, you would call each other the next day after the physical experience, right? That's love, okay? Love is when you want the best for the other person, when you desire the other person beyond the physical experience or the physical attraction. And love usually starts with a physical attraction. Of course, they both start with physical attraction, but lust stops there, doesn't go beyond. And love continues after the physical attraction. So, another example of loving relationship or somebody who's in love is they want to have romantic plans with you. They want to invite you to their family gatherings. They want you to meet their friends. When somebody is, or a guy, a girl, is avoiding you meeting their family, avoiding you coming around to meet their friends, they don't make plans with you, romantic plans, or just plans to just hang out and cuddle up and all that, they're not in love with you. They're not in love with you. And when they avoid those kind of things, they're not in love with you. Somebody who's in love with you will make plans for romance, for you to meet their family and friends and, hang out like that. But if they're not in love with you, honey, they're not going to make any plans like that. They don't want you coming around to their family. They don't want you meeting their friends. They're avoiding those kind of things. So for you young boys and girls out there, and you're wondering, how come he never invites me to his family gatherings? How come I haven't met any of his friends? How come this? How come that? It's because they're not in love. They are just lusting. They only want you for one thing, what they can get from you. It doesn't go beyond that. So that is something good to keep in mind so that you're not heartbroken, so that you can know where you stand from the get-go. Because, if you are investing more in the relationship and not getting as much, it's good to know where you stand, where the person holds you with regards to their heart. Also, when you're in love with somebody, you're comfortable with them. You don't care if they're in their pajamas. You don't mind seeing them in their pajamas or without makeup or without looking their best. You don't mind. But when you are in lust, you do not want to see the person without their makeup. You want to see them always when they're at their best. Okay, it's annoying to you if they're not dressed up and looking their best. It's annoying when you are not in love, when you're just lusting after them because you just want them for one thing and that's it. And if they're not meeting that one thing, then you're not interested. Also, when you're lusting after somebody, you do what's expected of you. Like for a guy, or he's expected to pay the bill because he thinks he's gonna get something at the end of the night, so he will pay. But when somebody's in love with you, they'll pay regardless whether they're gonna get something at the end of the night or not. They will just pay because they care about you and they want to do the right thing or what's best for you. They want to please you. That's love. And when somebody is in love with you, they want to spend quality time with you. They want to make romantic plans with you. They want to go out on dates with you, date nights, and just spend time with you. But when they're lusting, they just want to go out with you if they're going to get something at the end of the night. If they're not going to get something at the end of the night, that date is really a waste of their time. They're not going to want to do it. So that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me that thumbs up and like and subscribe to my channel so that YouTube can promote my video and allow more people to see it, and that will allow me to make more videos for you like this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.